just being able to handle your own, being able to create your own, and having that mindset of determination and ambition.
I just had a really interesting conversation with Desmond Nolen. Desmond talked to me about the love he has for his family, the travel adventures they enjoy, his love of being physically fit, and his passion for flag football. I think you're going to really enjoy hearing from Desmond Nolen. Today, my guest is Desmond Nolen. Desmond, I'm excited to have you here on Our People, Our Purpose.
Thank you for having me, Kathy. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So tell us, what do you do for C&G and how long have you been here?
So I am the Senior Compensation Manager. I've been here for about 2 years and 5 months. I pretty much evaluate our jobs to ensure that we're competitive in the market. I administer our bonuses and merits, just to make sure that, we are all being paid competitively, and keep up with our trends to see what other companies are doing in the market, to just make sure we're aligned properly and make sure that we're in compliance as well. So,
Everybody must like you.
yes, yes.
Yeah, we got
Keep
to
me busy.
keep Desmond on my good side. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's
Yes.
how did you get interested in that kind of work?
I would say I started off actually in accounting. That was what I went to school for. Kind of want to switch things up. I didn't want to, my whole family are accountants, so I seen them
Really?
punching numbers. I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do that. I kind of want to be more of a people person. So I kind of landed in HR, and I'm trying to find my niche in HR, and I landed across compensation. I just kind of fell in love with it from there.
Hmm.
So just 10 plus years of compensation, just understanding the market and understanding how the biggest thing I get from it is that we don't know what to go in asking for. We don't know what our worth is, and I think that's the value I get out of part of the value I get out of being in compensation.
Yeah. Yeah, it's also it's got to be fun, to have that equity piece combined
Yes,
as well, because
yes,
that's not a trade for compensation, that's in addition to, right? So it's sort
exactly,
of a extra thing on top of what people are paid in salary and bonus, and
absolutely.
yeah, so it's great to have that upside
Yes,
potential.
yes.
So where did you go to school?
I went
In
to the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Okay.
Yes.
So are you from
No,
Arkansas?
no,
You
no, no,
from
no. I'm
Chicago?
born and raised from
All right.
Chicago. Yes.
Where'd you grow up?
The west side of Chicago, not too far from here. Bellwood, Illinois is right outside the west side of Chicago, and then I moved out to Naperville
Okay.
when I was in high school. So then from there, graduated out of Naperville and went to the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, and then got my master's at Strayer University. So
Okay. Now, what made you wanna go to Arkansas for school?
family, family. I
Okay.
wanted to get out of the state of Illinois,
Sure.
but I wanted to be by family. So my dad's side, he's all my whole entire dad's side is from Arkansas. So
Okay.
he moved up here when he was in high school, met my mom.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have a family?
Yes, yes, I am married with 2 kids, a 13-year-old son and a 5-year-old daughter who will be 6 next week.
13 and 5,
Yes,
and a boy and a girl.
yes,
Nice. Do they get along, the 2 of them? They're far
yes,
enough apart in age where they
yes.
should.
Yes, they get along. They love each other. They have a great, amazing relationship. I really push for that. Me and my little sister, we were just
Yeah. How close in age were you
we're
2?
about the same. Actually, we're 6 years apart. We're
Yeah, yeah,
6 years
yeah.
apart.
Okay,
Yeah,
6 years apart.
we didn't get along
Okay.
good at all.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you now?
Oh yes, now yes, she's an angel. She's an
Oh,
angel now.
oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yes.
Okay.
When she was younger, I don't know. I
Okay.
was just like,
What
stay
are
away.
your children's names?
My son name he's a junior, so Desmond Nolen Jr. And then
Oh,
my
okay.
daughter name is Zuri Nolen.
Zuri.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Thank
And
you.
your wife?
My wife's name is Jamila Nolen.
Jamila. How did you meet Jamila?
Ooh, it's a long-winded story. I'm trying to make it short.
All right. Well, we've got all the time you want here.
We met when we were interested. We met when we were in 6th grade, and she
No.
was my little girlfriend at the time. We don't
Oh.
know what that means, but
Oh,
we
yeah,
we were my
yeah.
little girlfriend in 6th grade. We reconnected after 6th grade. We reconnected in college.
In Arkansas?
No, no, no. We just exchanged on social
Oh,
media. So when I
oh,
came
I
home from
see.
breaks, we went to go hang out and things like that. In college, we realized, this wasn't going to work out because of the distance, but we still were really close and friends. We always hung out. And I think about, let's say, after I graduated, maybe 2 or 3 years later, post graduation, we end up linking up, and from that point on, we was just like, "All right, let's make this official. Let's date. Let's really get into it." And from there, that's all she wrote. So we end up getting married. I proposed to her, ended up getting married, had kids, and it was just
Okay.
beautiful. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love my
How did you
wife.
propose?
So, we was in an apartment that had a clubhouse.
Okay.
So I rented out a clubhouse, I had
Mhm.
all her family come out and, my family as well. So it was funny because I had rushed her and said, like, "We're going to one of my friends', baby showers, and we need to be there on time. But before we go, we have to talk to the lease manager, about something that's going on."
Oh,
So
Desmond.
so she's all dressed up for the baby shower, so
Yeah,
that was the
yeah.
great part, she was
Yeah,
dressed up.
yeah.
We went to the baby shower. We went to the leasing office, and I was like, "Oh, you got your scarf on. You might want to take that off. We don't want to talk to
Yeah.
the lease manager with a scarf on your head." So she was like, "Okay, okay." So she walked in. I let her go in first, and she saw everybody there, and they were just all
Um,
taking pictures and just like, oh, and she was like, "What is going on?" So when she turned around, I was already on one knee. And so I
oh,
already had my son at the time, and my son is not her son, it's by another, woman, and
mhm.
so, my son helped me propose as well. So he
Oh,
came back and said, like, we said, "Will you marry us?"
oh,
And
that's
she
beautiful.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, of course she had to say yes.
She said yes even before I even got my son over there. She was just so excited, so yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes.
Really, really thoughtful.
Mhm,
You
yes.
put a lot of work into
Yeah.
planning that, and
Yep.
and you pulled it off.
Yes.
Sometimes you try to do a surprise like that, and it just
It
doesn't.
backfires,
It
yes.
backfires or doesn't work out, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, what are some of the things you guys like to do as a family?
We like to travel. We're a big traveling family. Yeah, that's our thing. Travel. We like to take the kids pretty much. I think we done probably been everywhere in Illinois, so we try to go
Hmm.
find different things. Wisconsin Dells. We try to go to the cabins. Florida. Kids love Florida. They love the beach. So for family wise, yeah, we're big travelers and sports people as well.
Hmm.
So.
Yeah. So, what kind of sports do you like to do?
I'm a big football, basketball, and baseball fan. I do play flag football, so
Really?
yeah.
So, flag football. Do you know flag football is going to be in the
Olympics,
Olympics in
yes.
2028?
Yes,
Yeah, I
yes.
recently learned that the host country gets to pick a sport.
Yes.
And so the US is the host country for the Summer Olympics and they
Big
picked
flag
flag
football.
football.
Yes,
So are you
yes.
going to try to get tickets to that
I would
or
love to be in it, to be
Oh,
honest with you,
tell me
but
more.
yeah,
Are
I
you
have to.
competitive in the
I'm
flag football?
competitive. Yeah, I play in a competitive league. So
Okay.
we'll see how things transpire. We're a fairly new team. This is the second year. So we're trying to, make our mark in the league we're in, and hopefully one day can get to the United Flag Football League, and try to play competitively on that level. So
I was kind of wondering, are they gonna like recruit professional football players into playing for this flag football, or is this a legitimate like league in the US where this is a thing?
I think it's a legitimate league. I can see them trying to recruit professional football players. I think more so those that are maybe at the end of their time with professional football, maybe bring them over to flag football if they still want to keep going and stay mobile. For those who probably couldn't make it to the NFL, this is another option. But yeah, it's growing fast, and it's growing actually more so on the women's side than it is on the men's side. So.
So do you play like in full gear? Tell me about a little
Yeah,
bit more.
so we're not in shoulder pads or nothing
No?
like that. It's just our uniforms and a flag around your waist, and
So people
that
can't tackle.
no cannot tackle. You can't even stiff arm, so you have to be creative and
Uh-huh.
use finesse and agility
Yeah.
to try to score, and tackling is pulling the flag. So
What position do you
I
play?
play wide receiver, and this weekend I'll probably be a linebacker based on how practice went yesterday. So
Okay, okay.
yeah.
So it looks like you're somebody who works out a lot. So
Yes.
tell me about, like, how do you get these muscles?
I typically go to the gym about 4 times a week. I aim for 4 times a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday break, Thursday, Friday, and then weekend break. So 4 days on, 3 days off. Um, focus on just, my upper body, lower body, mainly lower body. I think, your legs is the foundation of everything, and so is your core. And I do my protein and eat right. So,
Yeah. How many grams of protein do you have a day?
ooh, probably I have to be north of 200, 300.
Oh my
Yeah, yeah.
gosh.
Gotta be
It's
north of
so
that somewhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, for those you can't see Desmond here, I'm sitting here, he's all muscle, like 100% muscle, I think 0 body fat. So you must be doing something right there
I'm
to
trying. I'm
yeah.
trying. I gotta stay here running around with the kids. So
Yeah, and running around with the flag hanging from your
yes,
waist. Yeah.
yes, yes.
So tell me about growing up as a little boy. Was there anyone that, was a mentor to you or
Mhm.
particularly inspired you?
Growing up, I would say I had a couple of football coaches, but I think my dad was a big part of me growing up, a mentor for me. Kind of showed me the way of just kind of, my dad was an entrepreneur. He kind of showed me that he didn't want to work for somebody, making sound decisions on his own. He got his foot wet, got his, he went to college, did all those things. He thought that going through this path was the way for him. But coming from Arkansas and during those times, it was a little rough for him. So moving up to Chicago, he felt that he had to pretty much boss up and be his own boss. So I took a lot of those things from him that, just being able to handle your own, being able to create your own and having that mindset of determination and ambition. So I would say my dad was a big mentor to me growing up. I think in my professional career, I did have a mentor at one of my previous jobs. His name was Pete Murphy. So if he ever hears
Yeah.
this,
All right,
shout out
Pete.
to
Shout
Pete,
out to Pete.
Pete Murphy. Yes, he was a great mentor. One of our vice presidents of HR, and kind of showed me the ropes when I was young in my career. Just how HR operated, how finance and accounting operated from a public company standpoint. So he took me under his wing, and then we kind of went separate ways once he kind of retired, but we kept in touch. So
Okay.
yeah.
Is your father still alive?
No, I actually just lost my father about a month ago,
Oh, I'm
February
sorry.
15th. Yes.
Yeah.
So
It's always very, very difficult time.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But
So
sounds like he had a huge impact on your life. So
yes,
you'll
yes.
continue on his legacy, I have no doubt.
Absolutely, absolutely. Me and my 2 sisters. So,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
so you have two sisters. That's
Yes,
right.
yes,
Yeah. One of them you fought with. You didn't fight
yes.
with both of them?
Not the older one. Yeah, it was the younger one.
Yeah. And they both live here in Chicago as
Yes,
well?
yes.
Yeah.
Not too far from me.
Okay.
So one lives about 10 minutes, another one lives about 20.
Okay.
So,
So is there any person, that you would love to meet and sit down and have a conversation with?
hmm.
Like if I said, Desmond, I'm going to bring anyone that you want right in here right now, and you can have a one-on-one conversation and get to know them. And anyone come to mind?
I would like to meet actually 2 people. I would like to meet Barack,
Okay.
and I would also like to meet Jay-Z.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
All right. So why those two? What in particular?
Barack, I like they both have a lot of things in common. Just coming from nothing to becoming what they are till today.
Mhm.
I think I look at Jay-Z from the entrepreneur standpoint and just, being his own CEO and growing coming from, the projects of New York and just kind of want to understand his story and just, the path that he took and what was, his ambition and what was his drive. And kind of similar to Barack Obama, he was, for me, of course, that as an African American male, that touched home for me and my family that I was blessed to see the first African American president and just kind of wanted to understand his struggles and everything he went through. He does have a good book that, I've touched on, not read it completely, but has
Mhm.
touched on. But just kind of want to like how we're sitting here talking to have that one-on-one conversation with him to see like, what was your struggles? What did you go through? How
Mhm.
was being married and while you were in the presidency, I know how Michelle feels about it, but we're trying to hear how he feels about it, so
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a
yeah.
fascinating conversation to for both of those for the same reason.
Mhm.
Like how do you overcome adversity and,
Yep.
achieve what they achieved, and what
Yes.
did that take for
Yes.
you inside of you to do
Yes.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have anyone that you would love to meet that you haven't met maybe?
Hmm. I there's so many people that I would love to meet for because they're you with many famous people, you see the persona of them. You
Mhm.
see, what the marketing of them is or how they want their image to appear.
Mhm.
And then I wonder, is it like that behind the scenes? Like, is
Right.
this the polished version of this person that they present to the world, or are you like that all the time?
Yes,
You
yes,
know,
that's the
like
always the
that,
yeah,
that would be the one thing
the
that I
million
would
dollar
that
question.
yeah, the $1,000,000 question. And so you could, take that across a myriad of different famous people. What's
Yep,
what's it really like?
yep.
Like my daughter works in the entertainment industry, and she says, "I wouldn't wish fame on anyone."
Mhm.
Because when you see people who are famous up close, it changes them.
Yes.
And, who they are, who they present themselves to be, when the camera's on is when the camera goes
Yep.
off, sometimes that changes. So,
Right. No, I agree with that. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, the thing that kind of popped into my mind when you said you hadn't quite read all of, Obama's book yet was AI, and
Yeah.
how now you can just ask
Ask,
Claude
yep.
or ask
GBT,
ChatGPT,
yep.
"Give me the synopsis
Yeah.
of this book," right? I know
That's a valid point.
you could always Google that, but it's different with AI. It's sort of right now you get, and then you say, "I wanna just know the top 5
Yep.
key things," or, you can kinda curate exactly. Have you messed around with AI
Oh,
much?
absolutely, absolutely. I do use AI. AI is in my opinion, not offending any IT or anybody that does
Yeah.
AI, but it's a blessing and a curse. I do think AI for quick answers, for things that maybe you want to expand on things that or maybe helps you think about something that you haven't thought about, is beneficial in that aspect, but I also think it creates lazy learners. So that's just my thought on that. Like not to offend anyone if that's the case, but sometimes it can create lazy learners. So I think about, and when I think of AI, I think about my kids.
Hmm.
So the quick answer versus actually studying. So that's where I equate the lazy learner part from. It's like my kids, once they get a hold of AI, like my son, for instance, like I have control of his iPhone. So he tried to download ChatGPT, and I said, absolutely not. Not, mm-mm.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
because I don't want you to use that as your basis or as a crutch. So
Yeah, that is gonna be a real challenge
it
for this
is.
generation, for all generations really,
Hmm.
because I think it can suck you in like social media does too,
Yes.
because it's so interactive,
Yep.
right? You ask a question and you kinda take it to the next level, and
Hmm.
it sort of teases you to keep asking questions. It's
Yes.
like
Yes.
it can become very addictive.
Yes.
Uh
I use it, so
yeah, no,
yeah,
I know.
I'm not ashamed to say I use it.
Yeah,
But like I
and
said, go ahead.
it can make you so much more productive.
It can, it can, it
Y
can.
used properly,
Yep.
but I can also see the dark side of it as well.
Yeah, it has its benefits for sure. It has
Yeah,
its benefits. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So you said you like to travel, your family likes to go to Florida, you've been all over Illinois. What's the like, the place you'd love to go back, the place that, maybe you had the best time at, or maybe a hidden gem about Illinois that people don't know?
I would love to go back to Hawaii. Me and my
Oh,
wife went to Hawaii young, and I would like to go back older.
where'd you go in Hawaii?
We went to Honolulu. Yes. So it was a blast, and me and my uncle lives in Hawaii, so he lives in Maui, so he flew over to Honolulu, showed us a good time, and so I would love to go back, and more so to go see Maui, where he lives at, that side, and St. Martin. I would love to go back to St. Martin. I had a great time in St. Martin.
Yeah. So was he impacted by the big fires they had
Yes.
in Maui?
No, actually, he was not specifically impacted, but
Mhm.
he was safe and his house was fine. So, but Yeah, they have a lot going on in Maui these last couple of
They
years.
they have been they have been hit with, yeah, some environmental
Yes.
catastrophes, as many parts of the country and world have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, at this point in our conversation, Desmond, I'm gonna give you the mic, give you a
Okay.
chance to ask me a question if you have one.
Have you had an experience that completely changed your outlook on life? And if so, are you willing to share?
Wow.
Came prepared, Kathy.
Yeah,
Came
you
prepared.
really did. Hmm. I I don't know that it was one particular experience, but a pattern of events, really in my career where I think many of us are looking to others to validate you or
Mhm.
to say that, yes, good job, or yes, you did that, or you're looking for that external validation, let's
Mhm.
call it, right? And you realize the older you get, it's like a constant search for that validation that
Mhm.
the turning point for me was realizing you can only give that to yourself.
Mm.
If you are looking for someone else to tell you you're okay or you're enough or you did well, or if you're constantly looking for external validation, you're going to that is a hunger that can never be fed.
Mhm.
What you need to realize is you need to validate you. You are the one that needs to know that you're enough on the inside and start living your life that way. So you're not tied to any compliments or praise, on the inside that you're enough. And that, I think that's something that really changed my life, understanding that and living that.
Oh, wow. I like that. That's powerful. And I receive that too.
Yeah,
Imma receive that.
good,
Yes.
good. Well, it makes me happy. All right. Well, Desmond, I think we're gonna have to wrap it up because we got stacked up here with lots to do. But man, I think
Yes.
I think we know who our next person is that can do the podcast. Desmond here, coming prepared with questions. Well, I really enjoyed getting to know you better and hearing more about your story. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
joining
Kathy.
me.
Thank you for having me.